Hello everyone, welcome to new video. Our GA4 series is going on. If you want, you can watch the whole series from our YouTube channel. Okay, so in today's lecture, we'll be discussing about the differences between GA4 and Universal Analytics. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. We're in the official documentation of Google Analytics, where we'll try to learn about the basic differences between Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics. Okay, so let's read what they say about it. What to expect when comparing metrics between Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics. As you set up Google Analytics 4, you may want to compare the reported results in your Google Analytics 4 property against those in your Universal Analytics property. This article explains the extent to which you can and cannot compare metrics between Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4. So they have given us most probably 8 metrics over here for comparing Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4. Okay, so let's learn one by one. Okay, so the first metrics over here we can see is users. In Universal Analytics, there are 2 user metrics, total users and new users. In Google Analytics 4, there are 3 user metrics, total users, active users, and new users. So metric over here is total users. For UA, it is primary user metric in UA, total number of user. And for GA4, total number of unique users who logged an event. So the metrics over here is new users. For Universal Analytics, it is number of users who interacted with your site for the first time. And for GA4, number of users who interacted with your site or launched your app for the first time. And metric name is active user, which is not applicable for Universal Analytics. And for GA4, it is the primary user metrics in GA4, number of distinct user who visited your website or application. An active user is any user who has an engaged session or when analytics collect the first visit event or engagement time parameter from a website, the first open event or engagement time parameter from an Android app, the first open or user engagement event from an iOS app. Okay. So the next metrics over here is page views. In general, page views should be fairly close between UA and GA4, generally within a few percentage points. Since the Google tag fires on each page and generates a page view, however, the differences can vary based on any filters you may have set up in Universal Analytics or Google Analytics 4. So the metrics over here is page view. For Universal Analytics, it is total number of pages viewed, repeated views of a single page are counted. And for GA4, it is total number of app screens and web pages your users saw. Okay, and unique page view for Universal Analytics, total number of pages viewed, but duplicates are not counted. And unique page view is not supported for GA4. Okay. And next metric is purchases. Web purchase counts should match closely. We never expect all events to be collected perfectly. And purchase events are no exception to that rule. Okay. However, these events are atomic and critical, so event counts should match closely across GA4 or Universal Analytics. Okay, so metrics over here is purchases. For UA, purchase event are fired within the enhanced e-commerce model. Data is pulled from a products array via Google Analytics provided JavaScript and collected in a purchase event when you choose to send that event. And for GA4, purchase events are recommended and collects data in a similar fashion to UA, but there are differences. Does not provide additional JavaScript for array collection and expects you to provide the item array when collecting a purchase event on your own. Okay. Next one is session. So for Universal Analytics, it is period of a time a user is actively engaged with your website or app. And for GA4, to determine the session that each event comes from, the session start event generates a session ID, and analytics associate the session ID with each subsequent event in the session. Okay, and the next one is session or traffic based acquisition metrics. So for universal analytics, it is found in the acquisition section in a number of different reports, such as the channel reports or the source or medium reports. Okay, and for GA4, traffic acquisition metrics can be found in the traffic acquisition report. The dimension of channel or source medium are measured against metrics such as users and session. Next one is conversions. If your conversions are based on destination URLs or on UA events like category action level for which you have set up equivalent GA4 conversion events, conversion can be quite close. However, there are important differences between UA and GA4 that may make it difficult to compare conversion events. So for UA, you define a goal to indicate that a particular user action to be considered a conversion. For example, if you define a form submit goal, a conversion will be registered each time a user submits the form. And for GA4, you specify a conversion event for each action that you want to count as a conversion. For example, if you specify that the form submit event is a conversion event, a conversion will be registered each time a user submit the form. Okay. And the next metrics over here is bounce rate. So for UA, it is percentage of a single page session in which there was no interaction with the page. A bounce session has a duration of 0 seconds. For example, if a user visits your website and reviews content on your homepage for several minutes but leaves without clicking on any links or triggering any events being recorded as interaction events, then the session will count as a bounce. Okay, and for GA4, percentage of sessions that were not engaged sessions. For example, if a user visits your website, reviews content on your homepage for less than 10 seconds and then leaves without triggering any events or visiting any other pages or screen, then the session will be counted as a bounce. And the last metrics over here is event count. Okay, so for universal analytics, total events are a universal analytics event has a category action and a label is its own hit type. For example, an event can be set up to register that a sign up button has been clicked. The event might have a category of CTA, an action of sign up, and a label that is the destination URL. And total events are not applicable for GA4, and event count are not applicable for universal analytics. And for GA4, every hit is an event, and GA4 event have no notion of category, action, or label. For example, when someone views one of your website pages, a page view event is triggered. Okay, so I will share this doc file with you so that you can study further about the differences between Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics. So hopefully you have a clear understanding how Universal Analytics are different from Google Analytics 4. So if you like our video, then you can subscribe our channel. Okay, you have a good day.